Hello, day 4. Drop your money story and fund the life of your dreams. Evening session. We had so much goodness this morning. I cannot wait to break some of it down for you all. Hello, it's great to see you. Come on in. It's our night owls meeting again. We had so much goodness this morning. I can't wait to break some of it down for you all. Today, you all were showing up and we were doing the big work and seeing how it can be so valuable. Today was all about believe and flipping the script from I'll believe it when I see it, which is what most of us were raised with, to I will see it when I believe it, and holding those beliefs and working with our limiting beliefs, coming off of take action. We do act before believe, because act is how we receive what we're wanting. And as you continue to see the process unfold, great, I'm glad you just watched it. As you see the process unfold, we're discovering and shifting. You're discovering, which is coming into awareness and choosing to be consciously co-creating, consciously manifesting and aware. Then you're choosing to shift. Then you're choosing the new actions you're going to take. Do you see? Everything is your choice. There is a choice point in every single moment, and every choice moves you either toward or away from what you want. There is no neutral. So you want to be really honest, and you want to learn to be taking aligned action, and to realize when you choose to take action that is not aligned, is not inspired, and is not moving you toward what you say you want. We started by identifying the fears. So you watched that video, you were there live, or you'll be able to go back and watch it later. We start with, I am afraid, fill in the blank. And I read a bunch of them, and then you can come up with your own. This is the process. And I tell you the whole way this comes into being, how you end up here, where some people were telling me this morning, I have been stuck in this for years. I was stuck in it way too long. We can. It's so crazy. We can be stuck for years in this stuff. And then like that, we can choose to not be stuck in it another minute, to shift it and to change it. Like our eyes become open. It starts with a fear. I am afraid. Fill in the blank. And then I told you there are 5 different core issues. I'm just pulling something up here. 5 different core issues that go back and forth. They are, I am not enough. I am not valuable. I am not able. I am not safe. And a lot of it is I am not safe without the tribe. And I am not prosperous, and there is not enough for everyone. And we worked through this process with people. Once you identify those fears, there are these 5 core issues. Hello. And it is like a house of cards, and you've built all these limiting beliefs. And when you take out the card, that's the core issue, and you go all the way to the core issue, because you just keep recreating these to help you keep trying to resolve the core issue, to get unstuck and move forward. They all come down to this. I'm going to give you some examples of that. So Lynn came on, and we identified Lynn's fear. I am afraid to be visible and I am afraid to be the real me. And when you watch the whole process, it goes directly back to her actual purpose and how she could be abundant in life and her highest value. So we took those fears. I am afraid to be visible, and I'm afraid to be the real me. And we looked at which core issue. And I read the different core issues, and she said, because you'll feel it, she said, it's I am not safe. When I said it and she felt it, she said her heart was pounding and her throat was closing up. I am not safe. So then you identify the core issue. Then we talked about that's where the action comes in, and the inspired actions, because there's going to be no way around it. She can work discovering and shifting, but action is the magic door. It's the key. She is going to have to take action to break through, to burn that up, to walk through the fire and come out the other side and receive everything she wants. And these are going to be actions around being visible and being the real me. And we talked a lot about all the reasons she hasn't, and a lot of people could relate to them. So if you're tracking this, the fear, the core issue, the actions you need to take, that's why we worked on the action card yesterday. And again, I told her, identify actions and pick at least one and do it as soon as possible, right away. As Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill says, before you think you are ready, and you take the action. So then Ida came in and she said she has a fear of being visible. And both of these women are spiritual teachers with messages and big energies. They're supposed to be visible, and they're supposed to be the real me. I want you to get that. She is afraid of being visible because she's afraid of being judged and rejected. So that is, again, not safe. It is not safe. So she would follow the same process. Identify her fears, identify the core issue. Both of these women are not feeling safe, and both of them are supposed to be visible and be seen and be the real me. And that's the work they came here to do. They're meant to be doing in the world. You're going to see how this is all so clear and how it's all playing out. And Lynn said she's literally been stuck in this for so many years. Once you take the action, two things happen. You show your brain and your body and your nervous system. This is all about reprogramming your nervous system. You show your brain and your body and your nervous system and your mind, you lived. You didn't die. You lived. You survived. So then it's not right. It's not right that it was trying to keep you from doing this. And the minute you identify the actions, those limiting beliefs are going to come right to the surface. And as you're taking the actions, and right after you take the actions, it's going to come right in. Great question, Janie. It's going to come right in, and you're going to identify the limiting beliefs, because you can sit and discover and shift and try to figure out what your limiting beliefs are. But the real ones, you'll come up with some, and they'll fit and they'll be right. But the ones that are keeping you stuck for years are the ones that will come up when you do the thing, and it will save you years. It's getting the key and unlocking it. So that was Ida's. Then Isogene, I think I'm saying it right. Isodine, not Jean, Isodine. She said, not worthy. So I went back to the 5 core issues. She said, I'm afraid I'm not worthy. And I said, well, not worthy would be either not valuable or not enough. And she said, it's not enough. So she's playing out not enough. So I asked what her fears are around not enough. And she said to be able to do my business that I want to do successfully, and to do the business that I want to do and to be successful. I'm not good enough for the business I want to have, and I don't know enough to be successful. So think about this, just stopping her in her tracks until we break it down. First of all, both of those are limiting beliefs, but I asked her, I said them back to her. Okay, great. So I am not good enough for the business I want to have, and I don't know enough to be successful. Is that true? Is that truth with a capital T? Because truth with a capital T has to be true for everyone, and it has to be true all the time. I said, is it true or is it a limiting belief? And she said, it's a limiting belief. And I said, yes. And the great news is a lot of us, I want you to see, is what I told her. You are creating feelings about yourself that are holding you back. Because if you were not operating from a place of fear and limiting beliefs, which have been created to keep you safe, it's a whole different problem with an easy solution. Lots of people are not good enough for the business they want to have. And they don't know enough to be successful. I had both of those. The difference is your limiting belief running the show, or are they simply things that you recognize that you need to work on? That is why I always have had coaches and invested in myself professionally and personally. That is why I am always learning and growing. You can learn to be better in the business you want to have. I took my business from an expensive hobby that created financial disaster to a thriving online global multi-six-figure business. You can learn enough to be successful. It's an ongoing process. I become more and more successful in my business and in my life every year. What I want you to get here is she was letting the limiting belief run the show and saying, you're not worthy, you're not enough. But lots of people have this problem, but if they don't have this program running, they're just going to solve the problem. You've got to stop the programming's running. Do you see, she let not being good enough for the business she wants to have and not knowing enough to be successful, she let those be who she is instead of just a circumstance or a statement. I really want that to land. That's it right there. She let it define her and be who she was, so then she's stuck in it. And then she's telling the universe, when it's a simple solution, that lots of people have been there. But whatever your limiting belief is, that you're running a program, is the difference in saying, I don't have what it takes right now to be as successful as I want to be in the business I want to have and to be successful in business overall. And the difference in saying, I am not good enough. I am not worthy. So you're seeing, because these people gave their examples. And then Stacy talked about being ill and tired and weight gain and her fear, scared of being seen. Lots of visibility fears here. And lots of my clients have visibility fears. And the problem is there are a lot of people who don't want to be visible. They stay off social media. This is what I want you to get. They stay off social media. They don't ever volunteer to speak on stage. They don't put themselves in those positions. But those of you who are bumping up against it, it's because you're meant to be visible. Otherwise, you'd just say, not for me, and you'd walk away, but you keep coming right up to it. You're on social media, but you're on there in and out, half and half. You're following people who are very visible on social media, like me, because you see something of yourself in that. Here's the one for Stacy. She said, I am afraid of being seen, and I'm sick, and I don't know if I created being sick so that I wouldn't have to be seen, or if I'm out of alignment with my purpose. And I want to tell Stacy both. I have done both. I have gotten very sick so that I can fall right out of things that I want to get out of, and it's a great excuse. And I have been very sick when I'm out of alignment with my purpose. These are the things we do to ourselves. So then it's, how long are you willing to be that sick? And it will become safer and more comfortable and more familiar, especially if other people in your life played that out. And you'll keep playing it out until you don't. And it's your choice. We have choice in all of this. Amy's saying, I was there also. All of these are very common that you are bringing up. And Lynn and I hit on another one, and that is people in our world especially, not the general public. We say we believe in an infinite and abundant universe. We teach about an infinite and abundant universe. And then we look and our lives are not reflecting that. And Lynn said, I believe in an infinite and abundant universe. I talk about it all the time and my life doesn't reflect it. And I was there too. And now my life absolutely reflects an infinite and abundant universe. You've got to get really honest with yourself, because you're saying, I believe in an infinite and abundant universe, but you can't believe at that level. That means you really have limiting beliefs and you don't believe it. Or we would be able to see it and you would be living it. You have to get that. There is nothing you can hold a belief in and not be living it in the world at the same time. Something inside of you that is not on board is stronger than the belief. You can want to believe it. You can kind of believe it, but you're not believing it. I had to live all this before I could turn around and sell it. I had to get better and better and better and model it. But I've been in business 12 years and I am so far down the road, all along the way from where I was. So you also don't wait until you're perfect. You're just 2 steps ahead of those people. Janie, I want to get this before it scrolls on by. On raising prices, is it our mind or spirit that sets new rates? It's a great question because it's the marketing and the mindset. You will find in our world and anywhere, I can buy a $500 car and I can buy a $100,000 car and way more. I have paid $50 for readings, for coaching, for healing, and I have paid $1,400. I'm talking about an hour, $50 an hour, $1,400 an hour. I have paid $10,000 for a year of transformation, and I've paid $10,000 for 6 weeks. There is no right or wrong, and there is no spirit wants you to have $50 an hour and me to have $500 an hour. So you see the full scope, and then you put the prices. The key is you want to put a price that is really what you are worth and what you value. And some of it is math. It really is. And I don't love math and I work very intuitively and energetically, but it gets to a point, it's math. And I do math with my clients with it. What is your money goal? How much money do you need a month? We start there. And then what do you want? Then what's your big reach goal? But it starts with, and a lot of them are trying to come out of jobs they don't love, that they say are soul-sucking jobs. So I start there. How much money do you need to be okay? So a lot of people say $5,000. It's very common. When I could hit $5,000 a month, it was great. Then you want to learn how to make a 5-figure month and create $10,000 in a month. It all depends on what you want and need. So the $5,000 month, you can sell 100 things in a month for $50. You can sell 10 things in the month for $500. My math is so bad when I'm doing it off the top of my head while doing this. You can sell 5 things for $1,000. You can sell things for $500, $1,000, $5,000. You could get one $5,000 pay in full client. It runs the gamut, and I'm really telling you, it's the value you can hold. Most of you are undercharging by half across the board. I've always had coaches tell me that, and I didn't want to believe it, and it's true. Some of you are more in line. I won't say all of you. A few of you, I know what you charge, and you're way more in line, but you could still double your prices. So we also stair step our prices. You want to start with what you absolutely need to make to feel good to deliver the service, and it has to fit the math because there are different models. There are people that sell low dollar to a bunch of people and people that sell high dollar to a few people. They're very different strategies, and at some point in your business you'll decide. When you're starting out, I tell everyone, if you're not at $100 an hour, you've got to get there as soon as possible. Nothing less than that for one-to-one. And then you stair step your way up and you get really real about it. And then the rule of thumb is my coaching, as I grew better and better at it, I practiced my craft, I mastered my craft, I worked on my personal stuff so that I was even better as a clearer channel, and I easily was selling out all the time at that price point. Then you move to another price point. When people are working with me as a client, I help them find those price points. But when you're asking, no, Spirit is never sitting there. Spirit wants for you what you want. Spirit would never sit there and judge. Amy should be making $500 an hour. Michelle should be making $1,000. And Janie, you really should just be at $100 an hour. I have seen people that came into the game later than me and already created $1 million businesses way ahead of me. And I do not have $1 million business, but I'm very honest because I create a vision of the life I want to live always. And then I create the business that supports and sustains that. So there are things I haven't been willing to do to already have $1 million business, but I know what to do to have it. Makes sense, yes. When you catch and stop, does that suffice, or do you still have to do Ho'oponopono? Ho'oponopono is one clearing method. So you catch it and you stop it. But if you keep repeating it, you want to keep working to clear it. Ho'oponopono is just one good way. A lot of people like EFT tapping. It really gets it out of the body. So those are good clearing, healing, and resolving when you see things that are repeating. There are some things I've dealt with. So for instance, we'll say there are money issues I had that you wouldn't even believe I do what I do now for a living. And I learned the hard way. I will never go back to some of those. I will not have to Ho'oponopono them. I will never be available for those again. It just would not happen because now they're so out of my energy and consciousness, and you decide what you're available for. And I'm just not available for them. Others are core issues and they sneak back up in different ways. So I'm doing Ho'oponopono and I'm working to clear them because they keep showing up. And some of your core money issues will show up when you're making $50. In my business in the beginning, I made $1 a minute, $60. They'll show up when you're making $100, $250, $500, $1,000. It's all the business that you want to have. Yes, organizing your money and your math. Doing your math. I never wanted to pay attention to the numbers. We talked about this, I think, on day one, being an ostrich, putting your head in the sand. You have to do the math because some of it is the math. How much money you want to make. What is the life you want to be living? This is the payoff, the best part of it. Besides, you're living in your purpose, you're doing what you love, you're helping people, and you're doing what you're made to do. The part that benefits you besides that is you create the vision of how you want to be living. And then you create your business to fit that. And every year you renegotiate. I use the example in 2017. I knew my son was getting married in 2018, my first child to get married, big family wedding. I know I'm going to be taking time off for the wedding. I know I'm going to have financial responsibilities for the wedding. I planned in 2017 my 2018. I don't usually take year-long clients. I haven't in a while. In 2017, I offered 12 year-long spots, and I made them a great price. It still had to be a price that I am willing to show up and give my all for and not feel bad and not resent, because that'll pull down my energy. I filled all 12 spots. So in 2018, I didn't have to do the same amount of marketing. I had a baseline of cash that came in every single month, and I gave people a pay in full bonus so that I got a bunch of cash up front. That year, that is what I wanted, to not ever have to have any money disasters with my son's wedding. I knew I was going to have to get all my children there, all my family there, all of it. Every year, you set it up how you want it. And I took those year-long clients. So you're saying like a subscription. It's that I serve people in 30-day, 90-day, 6-month, and year-long containers rather than individual sessions. That gives you that guaranteed income. That's a whole nother training and course, but I'm telling you because you're asking about that with the money. So yes, I set up 12 year long. I put them on a contract. They paid me every month, and I coached them all year long. It worked great. Then in 2019, I was going, what year are we? 2019, I didn't want 12 year long because I traveled a lot last year working on my platform mediumship. I didn't want that. So I sold lots of 30-day, 90-day. Now I've added in some 6-month clients again. You get to choose. So you've got to heal your money stuff so you can just come to the table with what you're worth. I have no problem now telling my clients what it costs to work with me, so that it's fair for them and it's fair for me and it's an exchange. And people come to me all the time. And here's the thing about money stories. I'm glad we're getting to this. I had to learn not to fall into the money stories of potential clients who showed up because it's their money story. I can't fall into their money stories. They're not true in the way they're telling me. And I'm not serving them if I fall into them. That used to be my downfall. And then I'm not helping anyone, them or me. So this is about not falling into the money stories of those who come and want your help. And that takes me back. I put a reminder when we were talking about something I wanted to talk about. It's this whole thing about getting really clear on what you're available for. And I've been telling clients this a lot that I've just started working with. If you keep falling into people's money stories and you keep serving those people in need for free, or you start a sliding scale, if you want a sliding scale business, great, but then don't complain if you're not making the money you need. Sliding scale works best when you're a nonprofit, but some people still use it. If you're not a nonprofit, do not do love donations. It's not a donation. They can't write it off. Anyway, that's my soapbox, as you all know, and you can tell. If you make yourself available, you are telling the universe, me, I'm the one who's available to work for free. Send all those people to me and I'll take care of them. The universe is neutral. So what Janie asked is perfect. Spirit is not saying you can make this much money and you can make this much and you can make this much. You're saying what you're available for. And if you open a channel for free, or you're always discounting the minute they're on the other side of the line telling you their sad money story, you've opened a channel and you've told the universe you're available. So you become a match to that. I had this forever. It was terrible what I did to myself and what I did to those clients. And then they wouldn't pay me, and then I'd see them go pay somebody else. Oh, I just paid so-and-so $500 for their session, and they told me the same thing you did. Y'all have had that happen. It can hit me right across the head, Spirit saying. So no, Spirit does not impress on you. That is your ego if Spirit says, you really shouldn't charge that. No, those people need help. Don't charge that. This is all your beliefs. I had a private session today with someone, and as we were drilling down into it, she said something that I used to struggle with. The people that need my help so much, they don't have the money to pay me. Yes, they do, but you're not being a match for those people. You've opened a channel. You're telling the story. You're basically saying, who do I work with? I work with people who need my help and don't have the money to pay me. I ran that program for a long time. It's very painful. Don't do it. You set your prices. You will learn to tune into that. And it's both mindset and energy. And at the same time, there are strategies. That's why you keep learning from people who are already making the money and who've already done it. There are plenty of proven strategies. You find the ones that are a match for you. And some of it is in the math. It just is. But that's how it benefits you. You get to create the life you want to live and the business that supports and sustains it. Yes, taking on other people's stories. They're all stories. You're getting it. You're understanding that. Money is an energy and a resource, and all this story, you're being manipulated into other people's stories because of your own stories, and then the universe has to match you up with that. I've literally seen people come on the scene who really value themselves. They hold that value, they put a price tag, and they get it. And I'm even going, wait a minute, how are they doing that? So there's nothing putting us in boxes, putting us in buckets. You get to decide. Then, of course, if you don't deliver the value, it won't be sustainable. So we say, well, what if I just slapped a price tag on it? Well, of course, you have to keep training and growing and evolving. I can keep raising my prices because I invest thousands in myself every year that I directly bring back to my clients. But I can't sit there every year and give subpar treatment and still get those prices. And I'll tell you this too about mindset. The only difference when people would show up and have a conversation with me and I would tell them my prices and my package for working with me for 90 days, and they would go right into their stories and they'd back out and they'd ghost me and all of that. And then I would notice they would show up with the credit card ready, no problem, and I would get pay-in-fulls of thousands of dollars. The only difference was me. Both, I had the same service to bring to the table if you invest in it. And they were totally different circumstances, totally different scenarios that played out. That's how I know when I'm really in alignment. When they show up and we're not even going through that. One week I had several that were just like, here's my credit card. How much is it? I know I have to do this. Then I know I've done everything on the front end, which is how people find me and hire me. So we don't get into all those stories. And here's one other thing. If you're a healer, a spiritual teacher, a spiritual leader, a coach, a transformational specialist of any kind, when people come to you with their money stories, you are doing no service to them by falling into their money stories. They're actually coming to you because they're stuck in their money stories. These are the patterns they use in every area of their life, and they're begging you to help them with this. And once I got that, I turned it around. Everyone else is falling into their money stories. They're coming to you, showing you what they want and need, and they're begging for help. for you to be different. It's like, do you have the girlfriends, or did you ever have the girlfriends, maybe even family, you get together for lunch, and here's how it goes. My husband sucks. He sure does. My husband sucks too. My life sucks. I never have enough money. My job sucks. It sure does. And my job sucks too. That is a pattern we have all agreed on different levels to play out with each other. And you have those people in your life, and if you're not willing to do that anymore, they fall away, right? We cannot be on the other end of that potential client conversation saying, you're right. Your money sucks. All right, bye. I don't know how you're going to fix this. Bye. What I had to do is I had to get confident and I had to get confrontive because they came on the call. Yes, catch and drop during the conversation. Once you know that's what they came for. And not everyone shows up with money objections. So whatever story they're giving you, they're not all money stories. Some will show up and say, we have the money, but my husband would be really mad and he wouldn't allow me and I'd have to hide it. And he's going to say no. They're telling you right now, that's what's the problem that they need fixed. And you can help them with that. Do you see? This money, someday you're going to get to a point and you're going to be like, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all energy. It's all whatever. And you're not going to believe, I can't even believe what I lived out and what I was stuck in. And there were times, especially when I was right there and I had never made $50,000 in my life. I could not create a 5-figure month, and all over the coaching world, everyone's making 5-figure months. And I'm thinking, I'm smart, I'm coachable, I'm investing a lot of money. I was suffering. I was wringing my hands, pulling out my hair, beating my head against the wall. I was dramatic, all of it. And then when I hit it, it was like, what? I kept thinking there is some crazy secret. Nobody's giving me the magic mushroom to eat. Nobody's whispering the special secret word in my ear. And then when I did it, it was like, what? And then I did it again and again and again. And then you cannot believe. So I want you to know there is a way forward from wherever you stand right now. And what we're doing this week with this dropping your money story and all your stories and your limiting beliefs and the house of cards, when it is gone, it is gone. Now, there's something one of my mindset mentors and money mentors always says for you to be aware of. I'm still doing this work today. I have a coach. I get on the phone regularly, and we are all up in my money stories. We are all up in my stuff. I've caught myself in some new beauties this year. Not money stories, but related. Things that I do in my business that are patterns. And once I see them, it's like catch it and stop it. But I've been doing it for years. So he says, new level, new devil. New level, new devil. That's why you want to learn these things. You want to apply these things. You will use them for the rest of your life. And the higher up you get, up leveling, you will use mindset and transformation work and inner work and shadow work and money mindset and limiting beliefs and core issue transformation work more than anything else. And once you get your strategies down, then you have to become the person who can be, do, and have it. That's why I'm so excited to watch. Yes, new level, new devil. But there's some now that I can just be hysterical with myself. Oh, there's my mother stuff trying to come in. I don't even do that. Don't even cross my path. I see you a mile away. I'm not giving you a script, and there is no costume here for you. On your way. Some part of me tried to reel that in again. No. And some of them I catch myself in the middle and I go, oh, look at this. Let us stop this now. and some I'm still looking back on, because anytime I don't have the results I want and I know I'm showing up, it's all that under stuff. It's the limiting beliefs. So you can both work on it yourself and have other people help you as well. Yes, you've got to have all of it together. It is mindset and marketing. If you're running a business, all the mindset and the limiting beliefs and the drop your money story, all this work will work in every area of your life. But I know a lot of you are building or trying to grow your businesses, and all of this works. All of it works. That's really what I wanted to leave you with today. I want to tell you, some of you have seen it. I posted a video for you, a short video about Dive Deeper, because for those of you who want to continue on beyond the 5-day challenge, I've got a 5-week course where we're going to dive deeper together, more one-to-one, more working. And I have a VIP option for those of you who've already been asking me how we can work together one-to-one. Thank you so much. So glad. Yes, if you're in VIP, I'm so excited. Watch the video. It's short. And I need to let you know something else. And if you have questions, you can ask me. Tomorrow morning, I have to go into the city, into Austin, and have an endoscopy, if y'all know what that is, a medical procedure. I am monitored on a regular basis, and my husband has to be my driver, so he has the day off. So I will not be here in the morning, but I will be back in the evening, and then I will probably do Saturday morning to wrap it up, since I won't be doing tomorrow morning. So don't look for me at 10 a.m. I will be in twilight under it, and then I'll be back on here. But watch the video. I really want to work with you all in the 5 weeks where we actually get into the energetics and the intuition, and we dive deeper into it, and I work with you, and I give you the materials and the meditations and all the things. And then with the one-to-one work, you're getting 5 weeks of one-to-one with me, and you're saving several $100s rather than if you buy it alone. An endoscopy, I have to have them regularly. I don't mind them at all. I do not like the colonoscopy and the prep for that, but the endoscopy, love the twilight, love it. Yes, Amy, great. I'm so excited to have you and work with you. Thank you. The endoscopy will be no problem, but I have to do it tomorrow morning. Thank you all. You're continuously, those of you here, I see you showing up every day and every night for yourselves. And it's great. And I can't wait to work with you further. And we've still got work to do. So think about discover, shift, act, believe. Do the endoscopy first, but you really can do both of them while you're in there, since you're already in there under one. But the colonoscopy prep, anyway, I'll leave you with that. Endoscopy, not a big deal. So I will be holding space for you all tomorrow. Go through all this. Use tomorrow morning, if you've set aside that 10 a.m. time. Use tomorrow morning to catch up on anything you haven't done. I did both of them last year. Use tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to watch something you haven't watched or to do some of the work. Thank you all. And I will see you tomorrow, and we will be talking tomorrow. Watch the Dive Deeper video. Decide if you're in VIP, and let's keep doing this. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Good night.